So, as I said to you, we've got to start thinking differently around a number of different things. I want to share with you now the fundamental reason why most of you probably don't have the quality of life that you really deserve to have. Now, I don't know what the sort of wage here is in Australia, but let's just pick a number for the moment. Let's say right now you make $60,000. Let's pick a number. You make $60,000 a year. Now, what if I now told you that for the foreseeable future, you now have to carry on doing what you've been doing, as in the same job you've been doing, but you've now got to do it for half as much money. So if you've been used to earning $60,000, you've got to do exactly the same stuff, but now for $30,000 instead. Would I be right in thinking that you guys wouldn't be particularly happy about that, and you'd be motivated to do something about it? Yes or no, team? Yes. Right, now why though? Why would you not accept it? This is a question that's not rhetorical, that is a question for you. Why would you not accept half as much? Sorry, this gentleman said the answer I was looking for straight away. I think it was you, sir, wasn't it? What's your name, sir? Stefan says, I'm worth more. Actually, in this case, in the example, you're worth 60,000 in this example. Now, how does he know he's worth 60,000 in this example? Because he's got reference experiences of being worth 60,000, because that's what he's used to and has been used to making. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes or no? So that means when something comes along that says no 60,000, indeed 30,000 instead, your motivation kicks in and says, hey, I'm not willing to accept this number, because I know with a feeling of certainty, I know that I am worth 60,000. So you would do what? Would you be prepared to do anything? You would change jobs, retrain, do all sorts of different things to get back to the 60,000 that you know you're worth. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes or no? Yes. But that is why, in this example, you only earn 60,000. Because that's what you're worth. So every single thing that you do in your universe is in harmony and in tune and aligned with that number. Because you cannot make $1 million a year with a worth that says 60,000. So as basic and as simple as it sounds from the word go, here's the first thing you've got to do. You've got to raise your standards. Number one, you've got to raise your standards of what you are willing to accept. Now, how many of you would like me to show you how to raise your standards right now? Raise your hand and say, I. Aye. Here we go. How many people here, and when I answer this question please truthfully. How many people here know with a feeling of certainty, absolutely, that you can and will, as in you have a strategy, you know what you're doing, etc., that you will make $100,000 in the next 30 days? Raise your hand if you think and believe with certainty you can make $100,000 in the next 30 days. Okay, that's a very small number of people in this room. Okay, now I'm going to change the stakes. Unless you make $100,000 in the next 30 days, you're going to die. Or one of your children is going to die. Now who believes they can make an additional $100,000 in the next 30 days? Please raise your hands. Oh, suddenly you became more intelligent? Is that right? Suddenly you have more strategies than you had before? No, you are exactly the same person. The only difference is I just made it a must for you to make that 100,000 in the next 30 days. Now, raise your hand again right now if you just said you can make 100,000 in the next 30 days under those conditions, please. Raise your hand. That means every single person in this room, keep your hands high, every single person with your hand raised now knows you have the capability, the willingness, the desire within you to, in 30 days from now, to be holding in your hand $100,000 of additional capital. So I now say, go and do it. Because the reason's now taken away from you because there are two things that drive you. I just gave you a painful thing to drive you. If you don't, this happens. But in absence of this happening, what do you need instead? Something to pull you. Does that make sense? This pushes you in a direction. If I don't, I'm going to get this happen. Well, what you need instead is a pull. Because the reason most people don't have the money they could is because there's no reason for them to have it.